Hey Byers High School, it's Ellen Curry, your school director, and I'm super excited to welcome you to part 2 of our virtual orientation series. Today we're going to talk about how you can engage, explore, and build relationships in the 2021 school year, and students are going to be able to report out to us to help us enroll you in Spanish and elective courses for next year. As a reminder, this is who we are at Byers, and today we are going to focus how we have opportunities to explore identities academically, personally, and socially on our campus, and also how we cultivate relationships to support each other so that we can be our best. To start, we're going to hear from Marcia Toll, an amazing member of our parent community.
Hi, my name is Marcia, and our daughter has been at Byers for 6 years, and we feel really grateful that she's been able to be there and grow from a quiet, a little unsure of herself sixth grader to a rising senior who's filled with confidence and been supported by her teachers. And I think watching our daughter grow from her in 7th grade, she had a wonderful math teacher, and then as an 11th grader was able to do her internship with him, and to watch their relationship grow from teacher to student to peers was really, to me, it was like the epitome of the Byers experience.
Cultivating relationships definitely goes beyond student to student, and we hope that you all leave Byers with really tight relationships with some of our staff as well. So how do we explore identities at Byers? We're going to talk about clubs and athletics, as well as some of the class opportunities that you'll have next year. And to kick off, I have Wyatt Stevens, who's going to talk to you a little bit about his perspective on clubs.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Stevens, and I had the opportunity to serve as the Executive Council Comptroller this year at DSST Byers. And one of the biggest ways I've seen students exploring their identities personally, socially, and academically at the school is definitely through our incredibly strong club system. Incredibly easy to find support from teachers and other staff in order to get your club running. I started a financial club when I was in 9th grade, and that has been a huge part of my experience at DSST Byers every year since. I know lots of other people that will say the same about clubs that they've started and clubs that they've joined. Our club system really just gives students all the opportunities they need to reach out to other students, find people that are interested in similar things to them, and build just incredible communities within our school that make our overall school community better in every way.
Thanks, Wyatt. I couldn't have said it better myself. Clubs at Byers are student-created and student-run with adult mentors, and we've got some pretty cool systems to make sure that you can see our calendar and know what's going on with clubs that you're in or clubs that you're interested in. Each year we have at least 20 clubs, and some of those are perennial and happen every year, and a lot of them are new based on student interests each year. Kate Osborne is going to talk to us a little bit more about clubs from her perspective as a member of Yearbook.
Hi, my name is Kate Osborne, and I am the copy editor of the Byers Yearbook. In this position, I receive copy from all the clubs and committees about what they do during the school year. In this way, I have learned about how approachable and relaxed the environments are, and how passion-oriented they can be. I know that all schools have clubs and committees, but I am especially proud by the passion of our staff and how enthusiastic they are to share their interests. And I also am really appreciative of all of our affinity groups, from sexuality and gender acceptance to Women's Forum to Black Student Alliance. I feel like people at our school feel like that they can be a part of all of the groups and they don't have to feel confined to stay in their space. And I learn a lot in this way, and I have really been allowed to express myself and to find new interests through all of the different groups that we have available.
Thanks, Kate. We hope, like Kate and Wyatt, you have the opportunity to join clubs and activities to really fulfill your own passions and better refine your purpose as a person and a student. We talked a little bit about sports. Kate's actually part of our women's basketball program, and these are the sports that we currently offer on our campus. For sports, we are part of the CHASA League for Colorado, and so we do participate in that league and are recognized as a CHASA high school. This dictates our academic eligibility requirements and coaching and really makes sure that we hit a high bar for our athletics programming. I'm going to let Mr. Kalil talk to you a little bit about athletics.
Hi, my name is Kalil. I'm the Director of Curriculum and Instruction for Math here at DSST Byers. And what I think about, what makes Byers, I really think about the relationships we form with our students here through just a variety of avenues. One thing I'm really proud to do at our school is coach our girls basketball team. And on that team, we are really committed to cultivating relationships from peer to peer and from player to player and from player to coach. And I think about how much our girls have improved and how much they are collaborating in order to reach our goals. I really think that's part of what makes us who we are, is just our ability to really support each other, to push each other to our goals, and to really know how important everyone in our community is to that vision.
While we can't offer every sport on a small campus, we do offer athletic programs that allow for more students from a percentage standpoint to participate and really truly be known by their coaches and peers as part of those teams. We are also part of the NCAA, and so we do have students currently that are being recruited for college athletics and are really proud of our student athletes. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our rigorous academic program now, which is obviously a big part of what we do at school. And so what you'll see here is that there's a progression of courses across all of our major content areas. While we are a science and tech institution, we very much believe in the importance of literacy and social studies, as well as electives, as you all work to refine who you are and what your purpose is in high school and beyond. Today we're going to talk a little bit about electives and then Spanish more specifically, as those are courses that you do come into as a first year student at DSST Byers High School with some choice. And so we really believe that our electives pathways are opportunities for you to explore things that you may or may not already know that you're interested in, to really develop your sense of why and develop your purpose moving forward. We also really hope that our electives program gives you opportunities to build active lives that are healthy and that lead to fulfillment, whether the things that you elect into become passions long-term that you major in college, or just hobbies or things that keep you engaged outside of more formal spaces in your life. So when we talk about our electives, we essentially have 4 major, rigorous, high-quality strands for our electives programming, as well as courses that enable us to meet graduation requirements for PE. So we have an engineering, computer science, visual arts, and a music theory, performance, and production pathway. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about each of those. But big picture, our elective strands allow you to get an introduction in 9th and 10th grade to all of our pathways, and then specialize as you move into our senior academy in 11th and 12th grade. Our engineering program in our freshman and sophomore year is taught by a formal civil engineer, and we have some really cool things that happen in this class. We 3D print. We also build trebuchets and get to do lots of big projects to just test our knowledge of engineering, get to use a lot of tools and heavy machinery, which is just a skill building that hopefully helps you beyond high school, regardless of what you're interested in. Intro to Computer Science is really cool. You're going to learn coding and also really think about what it means to exist in a digital world. Projects are very tailored to your own interests, so they don't have to be super specific to the class, but are very much just about using the skills you have to do things that are interesting to you. And hopefully, leaving computer science, you'll at least have an idea of what it means to be a programmer, and you'll actually have some skills to get you in the door at a basic level at some major companies. We will make sure that you hit your physical education requirements and learn how to be an active person inside and outside of school. Our arts pathway is pretty amazing. Again, our projects in art are very much based on what you love about art, and there's tons of choice available for you in our arts classes. And then for music, we do have a professional band member who also is a member of our faculty, Mr. Lang, and he will teach you the basics of music theory as well as songwriting. You'll also work on recording, producing, and even performing if you join our choir. So lots of opportunities to explore who you are through electives, and really cool opportunities through each of those pathways to develop expertise and passion. And at the end of your high school career, to also receive a STEM certificate in either engineering or computer science, or an arts badge through one of our arts pathways. I'm going to preview Spanish, and then we're going to give you an opportunity to actually give us some information from yourselves. Spanish is the language that we offer at DSST Byers High School, and the reason is that we think it is the most important language to be biliterate in. We also really believe in the teaching of foreign language and the learning of foreign language because there is actual scientific evidence that it grows your brain, and we think that that's pretty important for you as people. If you continue on our Spanish pathway through AP Spanish Lang, you can also earn a seal of biliteracy, which essentially says to people outside of the high school realm that you can perform proficiently in 2 or more languages. And that's something that's very cool for college admittance as well as for jobs down the road. You do learn to communicate in ways that are effective. So I'm going to ask you to pause now and go back into the email and take time to actually complete our Spanish and elective surveys. We will use these to help schedule you for courses next year. So go ahead and pause, and we'll come back when you are done. Thanks for taking time to get those surveys done. We're going to move briefly into the second part of our brand for tonight and talk about cultivating relationships and supporting each other to do our best. Some of the ways that we do that are very much rooted in how we show up. We have shared practices, shared values, and we try to show up with intentionality every single day as a community. Our core values at Byers don't change from middle to high school, but they do change in terms of what they look like. And so when we think about this and when you come into our high school, you will really get to start to define for yourself what respect, responsibility, courage, curiosity, integrity, and doing your best are. And we will help you refine that as we continue to build that together as a high school community. These values are central to who we are, and they're very important in terms of how we show up for each other. I'm going to talk to you now about dress code and cell phone policy, which might seem like a weird place to be when talking about building relationships and supporting each other to be our best. And it really isn't. Both of these policies are about creating community and about being intentional. And truthfully, they are both pretty dang reasonable. Our dress code is linked into the email. And truthfully, for dress code, we really just expect you to have a little bit of intentionality in the morning and show up ready to be part of the Byers community. Other than that, the dress code is very, very reasonable. We'll have links up for you before the end of the summer to buy spirit wear. You can always wear college swag on our campus, and we definitely want you to represent academics here. If after looking on the website you've got questions, please feel free to email Mr. Kelly, who is one of our high school deans. Cell phone policy, also very reasonable, and this is really about, one, being a community and showing up with full presence. And the second piece of it is that we want to make sure that you are building college-ready skills. In college, you're going to have to be able to self-regulate and put that phone away while you're in class, and that is essentially what we are asking you to do at Byers. To be about advisory. I showed you some clips in our first orientation about how we've treated eSchool advisory, and advisory is an important place to have an intentional adult check-in and relationship. It also is a place to meet and get to know new peers, and the advisor is a person that parents will have a relationship with throughout the year as they are the go-to for questions and concerns about individual students. So as we move forward, please check that list in the email. Make sure that you have filled out our +1 and ParentLink. Again, parent relationships are very important in our community, and we want to make sure that you're included. So as we move forward to close out our orientation, I do encourage you to follow us on social media. It's a great way to keep up to date with what's going on in our community. And before you leave today, please make sure you got those elective and Spanish surveys done, that you completed the science and tech parent forms to get to be part of our ParentLink. And then reminders from last week, students, if you haven't filled out your Why and About Me survey, please do. And new to DSST Byers families, please sign up for that home visit. Able to come, I do have 2 quick answers. Jackson Schwade from Grant Beacon asked, do we have a GSA or something like that? We have a very similar group called Saga that Kate Osborne spoke to a little bit. And he and Kimberly Gonzalez from Grant Beacon as well asked, are clubs optional? Clubs and activities are totally optional, but very much encouraged as you learn a little bit more about yourself, and it gives you opportunities to interact and engage with your peers. And then Kimberly also asked, what does advisory space look like? It is in small groups, so advisories are generally not more than about 18 students, and that space is a place that we hold every single day at the beginning of the day, and we've got some longer segments throughout the week to do more in-depth relationship building and activities. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to part 3 of orientation next Wednesday.